Hey, witches. So, somebody had sent me a message and asked me if I would clarify for them the difference between just plain old manifestation and spellcasting for manifestation. Because if you look on YouTube specifically and the other just social media in general, you see all this manifestation stuff and these new gurus that are coming out and doing just all kinds of videos on manifest this by doing this, manifest that by doing that. And I've even seen some of them talk about the elements, some of them even talking about spirit, some of them talking about bringing in a candle and then not saying why, just saying, and you can even bring in a candle. They all talk about crystals, every single one of them. And I even saw one dude do a manifestation with water video, like not just talking about all the elements. He did that in one video, and then another video he talked about how to just use water and I think balsamic vinegar. And, you know, his reasoning behind it seemed legit and everything, but I thought it was interesting that these people are doing manifestation and now they're bringing in these really witchy elements into their practice and still just calling it manifesting, and it's just interesting to me. So the difference is really not that big because, like I've said a million times before, over 95% of whatever you're doing to manifest in witchcraft is visualization and sitting in that feeling that it's already happened to you. And that's what manifestation is. That's what manifesting is visualizing it, doing affirmations, practicing gratitude, and then claiming, whatever it is as your own, and then that thing or that person just popping up in your life. And it's also about changing your frequency, raising your vibrations, and aligning your current timeline with the timeline that has you living a certain way, and kind of merging those timelines. They talk about that a lot too. And it's just so similar to me. It's so similar. And I wonder about watching some of these people, more of them more so than others, but I know these people practice witchcraft. It's just obvious to me. I can look in the background at their decorations and tell you if this person is into, this stuff or not, because it's obvious, they're not going to come out and say it. But then some others, I look at them and I think, well, they're just, the yoga chick with maybe a crystal or two in her bag. But she doesn't seem really witchy to me. And I might be wrong, because I have friends that, are witches that have been practicing forever and they don't really look witchy. Not really. They don't. And there's a lot of witches out there, and it's really hard to describe nowadays to someone what a witch looks like. You really can't. And unless they're, going around with their jewelry and their talisman showing, and, their pinnacle tattoo or their witch symbol tattoo, it's hard to tell. Or their car. I saw a car yesterday with a triple moon sticker on it, and I beat my horn at her, like, toot toot, just to say hey. Because I thought that was cool, because I don't see a whole lot down here in the Bible Belt, but we're here in droves. But anyway, it's hard to determine what they look like and pick them out. So a couple of them I really can't tell. But every now and then the specific ones will come on and they'll be talking about their manifesting practice. And I'm like, yeah, you're a witch too. You just didn't say that. And I might be wrong, but geez, the decorations in some of these videos, I'm just like, I have half of those things, Anyway, so that's the difference. I mean, it's not that big of a difference. We add in extra elements to help us focus. We bring in herbs, we bring in incense, we bring in crystals, which a lot of them do too. We bring in candles, which I've heard a couple of them talk about candles. And one thing that they don't do, they don't really raise energy. They talk about shifting their timelines and raising vibrations and doing meditation and all this stuff, which that stuff does, raise your vibrations. And just meditating alone can help you get whatever you want in this life, just through meditation. That's all you need to do, is just meditate and focus long enough on something. And no matter what religion you are, what you practice, if you do that enough, it'll come to you, because you're putting your subconscious mind power, all of that power. That's a lot of power in your subconscious mind, but you're putting all that power toward manifesting something. And it does not matter if you are a witch, or you are just a guru, or you are just a high school student that wants their first car to be badass. So you meditate on how to get that wonderful car for 6 months straight, and I guarantee you, something will come out of that, because you're pushing all of that energy out there when you're doing that meditating. And I feel like that's one of the main ways that these guys are able to achieve what they achieve, because they all talk about meditation. They all offer these self-guided meditations. I've done a couple there's 2 of them that I like. I'm not going to name any names, or anything, because I don't want anybody saying, well, she accused me of being a witch on her channel. And no, I didn't accuse you, and even if I did, it's not a bad thing. But anyway, don't want to say any names because I don't want to piss any people off. But I've listened to a couple of their meditations, and they're pretty good. So if you're interested in these manifestation meditations, just type that into YouTube, and there millions of videos will pop up, and just pick one, and eventually you'll find gurus that you like. And these meditations can be really helpful in your craft. They can. Just be careful, because some of them, in the middle of the meditation, they'll start praying to Jesus, and that messes up my meditation right there. I'm sorry, but I'm snapping out of it, and I'm going to pick a different one, just because it doesn't align with who I am. It doesn't align with my beliefs. It certainly does not fucking align with my practice. So therefore, I'm not going to use that meditation. So just once that happens, and that happens, during a meditation through one of these, I will unsubscribe to their channel, just because I don't want to use that system anymore, because I feel like it's not for me. I feel like I need to align myself with one of these little mentors, because they are good. The things they say are good. Their affirmations and the way they talk about practicing gratitude, these are things that I talk about all the time too. And I like using the little tips and tricks that they get, because sometimes I'll even incorporate them into my meditations or into my spells, just from this average Joe giving me this and that, and I'll add it in or jot it down, and then eventually something will happen where I'm like, oh, I can use that now. There's like really cool little things, like how you can, like I said about the water one, I've been doing that. And there's one with butterflies that's cool. There's just lots of cool ones. And I probably gave away one of the people's names by saying the butterflies, but I don't think she is a witch. I think she is just one of the, beautiful women that go to yoga every day and might have some crystals in their bag, and, a cool shirt about meditation, but she may surprise us all and come out one day and say, we never know. Like I said, you can't label someone as a witch. You just can't. They tried to do that in Salem, Massachusetts, and we saw how the fuck that went. Right? And the real witches, I feel like, I'm going way off topic, but I feel like most of the real witches they didn't get. Maybe they got a couple, and that's where a lot of the curses up there and all the negative energy, not all the negative energy, but a lot of the negative energy came from is witches laying down curses in those final moments. And I'll probably cry when I hang up. But, yeah, the Salem witch trials fucking sucks. But anyway, so, they tried to do that back then. We see how that went. You can't tell if someone's a witch. If you want to know, just ask. Just ask. And, you can normally, when you feel someone's energy up close, be able to tell, or, look in someone's eye, but telling if someone's, practicing or not through a screen is virtually impossible. So, anyway, so you can do the butterfly thing. It's cute. Some of them talk about vision boards, too. And I'm going to actually do a video over the weekend probably tonight, talking about vision boards and dream boxes. Because you can use those to manifest, but that would be a witchcraft method of manifestation. Because we all manifest regardless of our religion or practice. Even if we're manifesting bad things, because that can happen too. If you're negative all the time, you're going to attract negative. And you can clear that by doing cord cutting. You can cut ties to those negative cords that you have that attach you to negative people, negative relationships that have really scarred you in the past. Just negative anything. Like you have a situation that you went through and you can't seem to get over it. You can do a cord cutting ceremony with that. You can banish these things that don't serve you. You can do both. Whatever you need to do to get that bad energy out, do that. Because that's going to help you attract what you want to attract in your life. Because nobody wants to attract negativity. Nobody does. Even the, most badass chick and dude in the world don't just want bad shit to happen to them all the time, because that's not fun and you can't enjoy life when that's going on because it's too damn stressful. So you want to attract light and love. And the way to do that is to come every day from a place of light and love. And it's not hard if you just try. Find something you're thankful for and focus on that for the day. And when, bad people are coming your way or bad situations, just still try to focus on those things that you do have that make you happy. And it'll help you radiate positivity. And when you radiate positivity, the universe sees that as you're appreciative, you're happy with what you have, and then you're going to be blessed with more. But you do need to do your 2 cents and push your energy out and push your intentions out so the universe does know what you do want. And as witches, we tend to do that through spell work. And I know a lot of times these manifestation gurus will just say, do a guided meditation at night. Make sure you're really clear on what your intent is. And then when you wake up, say something to claim, whatever it is. And a lot of them, too, will say at night to tell your subconscious a job that you want it to do while you sleep. And then you would tell your subconscious to change change the way that you feel about, let's say, money, because so many people want to manifest money. Change the way I feel about money. Make me a money magnet. And you tell that to your subconscious before you go to sleep. And you do that for 6 months. But every day when you wake up, you claim it by saying that, wonderful things are going to happen to me today, or, there's so many different affirmations that they say. I didn't take that from their better ones I could have said, but I didn't want to say one of theirs. Just said that. But if you can combine some of these techniques that these gurus use, like I just talked about, combining that with witchcraft, I feel like we could be almost like like super villains. It's not a very good comparison. I just feel like, we could be like, the Joker and Batman. He just was so badass and had everything, and he wanted something to happen, it happened. He made sure it happened. Even though he was a bad guy, but I mean, all of us witches aren't, 100% sweet and wonderful all the time either, are we? But so, we could be, basically, we could have the best of both worlds. Because you can tap into your subconscious through spell work and through meditation, which I hope you're doing your meditations every day. If you're not, please do, because you cannot manifest at a really high level without doing those. There's so many really famous quotations by people like Einstein and Edison, and just all these quotes there's so many people, I can't even think of all the people right now all at once. I've heard these quotes that have they've did all these different quotes that talk about meditation and how it taps into the subconscious, and other quotes about the subconscious, and just crazy stuff that I'm hearing every day doing this little research about this manifesting stuff. And I'd listened to some of it before because it is interesting, but after I got the question, I really started to watch 3 or 4 channels, and I picked up a couple of things that I think I'm going to use. I do. But make sure you're doing the little subconscious trick. Make sure that you're saying your affirmations, which I've always said to do that anyway. Don't forget your gratitude journal. That's so important. And then when you wake up, say those affirmations. And you can say the witchy ones, you can say the money ones, you can say both of them. And if you don't like mine, you can write your own. Write your own. If you're trying to manifest a new relationship, you might want to write a set of affirmations about how you are open to love, and you are open to receiving love, and you are open to being loved, and things like that. And I am lovable, saying things like, maybe I have met my soulmate, we are married, we have this many children, just saying those different affirmations that are linked closer to what you want to manifest, closer to your intention, and that'll help you narrow that focus down. And if you're not trying to manifest anything specific during a certain month, then just use your general affirmations, the witchy affirmations, and I'll link both of those below, but I would just use the witchy ones if I wasn't trying to manifest anything that month, and I just wanted to still say my affirmations, which you should. I would say those, and I do say those. I say the money ones too, and I have a third little set that I may post. I don't know, they're pretty personal and powerful to me and specific to me. I don't know if they'd help any of you guys. But if you're interested in them, you can DM me and I'll send them to you. But please don't share them. Let's see. So one thing I wanted to add to, and I don't have notes, so that's why I'm rambling. But like I said earlier, take those little pieces that I gave you and combine those with your spell. So how can you do that? Well, one thing that I would suggest, if you're going to do an intent, lay down a spell for an intention for, you want $25,000. You need $25,000 for, you need a new car, or something's happened to your house, or you've got some debt and you just have a specific amount. And I heard someone but they wrote it in a spell book. I was reading it. And she says in the spell book something that caught my attention. It said, when you're asking for money, try to make each digit different to make your number as specific to you as possible. So when the universe is doing its thing, that specific number is tied to you because it's different than everyone else's number. I don't know how much truth there is in that, but my last money spell that I did do, which I got out of her book, I did do it on the full moon, and I did exactly what she said. I'm actually still doing it, because you have to do it for 30 days, or for the whole moon cycle for 28 days. But I wrote down that number, and then I had to memorize it, because I can't find, you can't, I'm not going to talk anymore about the spell, but so I picked a number that had all different digits, and it was hard to memorize, and I said it backwards a couple times, so when you're doing that, be careful, write your number down a couple places so you won't lose it. If you're doing money magic and say you burn the paper or you have to do something else with the paper and you've chosen this crazy number where every digit is different, it's a lot harder to remember than 25 grand. So just wanted to give you that little tip. Use it if you think you want to give it a try. But anyway, so say you're working to manifest 25 grand. And they have all these other tips like put it in your pillowcase, write it on, they just say write it on a paper, but you would write a petition and put it in your pillowcase. So that's just another idea that popped into my head. So how can you legitimately combine manifestation practices that aren't witchy with spellcraft? That's definitely witchy. So what I would do, I hope by now you're doing some meditation at some point in your spell. But I feel like the ultimate way to combine those methods with our methods, it's already happening on both levels. It should be anyway, but is meditation. And if you hate to meditate, I'm so sorry. But you're going to have to suck it up, buttercup. And you're going to have to start to like it if you want to manifest your intentions. It is the only real way that we can tap into our subconscious. It is extremely difficult to tap into your subconscious any other way. Unless you are really good at lucid dreaming and astral travel, you can do it that way. But if you don't like to meditate, I guarantee you that you've never been able to astral project or astral travel before. And you probably, you might have dreams, but you probably don't remember them very well. And I doubt that you've actually woken up from a dream and said, wow, I just had my hand in the water. Feels like my hand's fucking wet. You've never done that before because you can't lucid dream and you can't astral travel because you haven't exercised that muscle enough. And that's a tough muscle to exercise because the only way to truly exercise that muscle, your subconscious, is to fucking meditate. And not for 3 minutes. You need to meditate for longer sessions. If you're starting at 3, do 3, first day 5, then make it 10, then 15, then 20, then 25, then 30. Once you hit 30, I feel like it's a good enough number. But when I do my meditations, if I'm doing a meditation prior to spell work, and especially if it's a full moon spell and it's something that I'm really wanting, to happen, and it's something that I need to happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to meditate for an hour after my little, get all clean with my saltwater shower. And then I'm going to go straight, get some clothes on usually. And then I'm going to go straight into that meditation for an hour. And I'm going to hold on to my crystals that match my intent. I'm going to program them first. They probably already will be programmed before I even do my shower. And I'm going to hold on to those crystals or the crystal. I'm going to have my incense going. Always have a candle going. Love candles. Pyro, always have been. But I'm going to have my things going. during my meditation, and I'm going to sit in that headspace for a full hour to tap into that subconscious. And then when I'm doing my spell and I'm raising energy, that's instilled in more of my brain. Therefore, I'm able to raise more personal energy for my spell. And calling in deities and everything is great. But still, the more power you have in you, the better. Because then you also have opened up your subconscious and given it the job to attract. And while that's happening every day without you even realizing it, your subconscious is acting as a magnet to bring toward you whatever you asked for. So I would say that's the biggest way to combine them both. The biggest difference is they just call is basically what they call it. We call them spells. They say they're manifesting. They do the same crap we do. They're humans just like us. They're out there making wishes, so to speak, just like we are. They're out there doing, gratitude and journaling. The worlds are so similar. And it would be great if we could just all come together as one. And I feel like maybe one day that will happen, but the time is not now. But check out some of these channels. I'm not going to link any specific ones, but you'll be able to find the butterfly chick for sure, because I think she's the only one creative enough to come up with the butterfly idea, but she's really good. And there's also a guy that I've been watching. You might be able to find him too, because I talked about the water. But between the two of them, I think one of them is, let's just say, witchier than the other. But anywho, check out some manifestation videos and pull out parts that you like. And try some of those meditations, especially if you have insomnia. Meditating at night is really good. And also trying to astral project at night is really good. Because if you screw up and you don't, guess what? Well, at least you get to sleep. And that's always nice, right? Well, it might not be for you, but for me it is, because I have insomnia like a bitch. And I never sleep. I don't know how I survive. I guess my witchy blood doesn't need sleep. I don't know. But anyway, I think that's all, and I hope I answered your question. Your question was mainly, how are they different? And that's how they're different. They're not a whole lot of difference. Really not, because we're doing the same thing, but I do feel like they focus a lot on the subconscious. And if you're doing meditation, you're doing that too. We like to bring in a lot of extra stuff because it helps us to focus. If we meditated enough, we wouldn't really need that stuff, but we'd probably still have it anyway, because it's fun. And who doesn't fucking love incense and love bags of herbs that smell so good, and knowing you have them, and anytime you want, you can just grab what you want and throw it in the tub with you, throw it, in a tea bag or a tea scooper thing and make some tea, have some candles, and just do whatever you want. It's so great to have tools. But if you were operating on an extremely high vibration and you're meditating all the time, all you would need to do to claim what you deserve would probably be a meditation, a thank you to the universe, maybe a petition, maybe a crystal, maybe an incense, maybe a candle just for fun. Or you could do an intention candle. Why not double up, right? And then just match all that to the correct moon phase, planetary day, planetary hour, and boom. You've got your spell right there. Just a petition with a meditation. That's enough. That could be your bare bones minimum. And then whatever you wanted to add in, you could. It doesn't have to be complex, and it really shouldn't be unless you're doing some kind of ceremonial magic or, a dedication ritual or something that is extremely structured, which we don't have a lot of that. We really don't. There are some paths that do dark magic. You have a lot more things that you need to do depending on who you're working with and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to go that deep onto the left-hand path just because I don't want to lose anybody right now. I want to lose you on talking about manifestation. I will do a video about the left-hand path because it fascinates me. And I work on the left-hand path some. But anyway, friends, I think that's it. I think that's all I can give you. Just make sure you're adding in if you don't get anything else from this and you just think she's an idiot, why hasn't she shut up yet? Well, this is why. Because I want you to fucking meditate. Please meditate. Please. And I will link my video too below with the, I think, 23, I think, benefits of meditation, and they work. I have been meditating a lot lately, and I've dropped another 10 pounds. My wedding dress is now too big. When I tried it on 8 months ago, I couldn't get my tits in it. Now it's too big. So, yeah, meditating can help you lose weight. So, just for that purpose, just for health reasons, meditate. But when you're meditating, focus on an intention. Focus on an intention. When you start losing yourself, just come back to that word. Come back to that word, or hold on to a representation of what you want to manifest. If it's money, hold on to a $100 bill. If you don't have a $100 bill, hold on to a $1 bill. Just hold on to it. Feel the money while you meditate. Smell the money while you meditate. And then when you finish, wash your freaking hands. And your face probably too. But just do that. And then merge that practice with whatever else you normally do in the witchy world. And come up with this crazy combo of supervillain magic. That's what I'm going to call it. And one reason is because we're stealing. Well, I'm stealing. You're not. But I'm stealing ideas from, another group of gifted people. And that's what you do in life, right? YouTube is out there for people to learn. If these people didn't want us to use what they were giving us, they wouldn't give it to us, But I'm calling it the supervillain magic because we're stealing other people's ideas and putting it with our witchiness, and we're bad anyway, right? That's a joke because we're not. But anyway, everybody, I wanted to add too that I will be at the Anderson Beltane Festival from the 29th through May Day. So if you want to come out, it's free. It is free. I'll share it to my Facebook page and you can check it out. But it's the only one that's free. And I think it's going to be awesome. There will be a maypole, and there will be bonfires, and there will be witches, and there will be a moon. Not only any moon, but on Saturday night, remember, we're having our first black moon of the year. And it's been a while since we've had a black moon. And that's when we have 2 dark moons in 1 month, or new moons, whatever you want to say. But 2 of them in 1 month. We had one on April 1st, and now we're having one on April 30th. So it's going to be a magical night, Saturday night. So get your butt out to some sort of celebration to celebrate Beltane, because Beltane and Samhain are they're the most fun celebrations. But watch my Beltane video if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Watch the video. And I'm also going to be adding some videos leading up to Beltane, working with some things that go with death, because I'm dealing with loss right now, and I'm doing some things that are helping me, and I want to share those with others that might need it. But also, this is a good time to work with dead relatives. It's a good time to work with your ancestors. It's a good time to work with the Fae. Not right now, but coming up on Beltane, because the veil is thin again. we only get 2 days a year, Beltane and Samhain, 2 days a year, where the veils are this thin. So I'll be adding some things in where you can practice while the veil's thin. And some things you can do. And I'll add those videos, probably one every 2 days up until Beltane. So that'll give you probably 4 videos. But that's all I have, witches, and blessed be. Like, subscribe, and share. And I hope to see you out next Friday.